Hello everybody and welcome back to another TBR video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Brie, stay for a while. Now if you've seen my most recent community post, I've already filmed my TBR video for this month, but unfortunately it had no sound. I'm very conscious right now to see if my sound is on, and it's on. But my last video had no sound. So we have already chosen our TBR for the month of February. I asked you guys over on both Instagram and on the YouTube community page if you would rather me redo a whole TBR video where you would want me to choose fresh prompts and fresh books, or if you'd want me to show you the books that I chose in the last video and just to talk you through them that way. And you all chose for me to stick with this TBR and to just talk you through them and show you what I got and tell you like what sort of prompts I had. So that's what we're doing in this video, which I am kind of happy about because I feel like I've got an amazing TBR year and like I'm very excited for all the books in here. So without further ado, let's just get on into the video because you all just want to see what books I have for the month of Feb. Now I can't remember what order I picked these out in, so I'm just going to start from the top and work my way down. First up we got That Kind of Guy by Stephanie Archer. Now this was the TBR prompt of Dual POV. This follows both Avery and Emmett. Now this is the first book in the Queen's Cove series. I've recently read and like I'm up to date with the Stephanie Archer's Vancouver Storm series, which I'm absolutely loving. Like all of the books have been like a 4-star above. I think so. Oh no, I think the last one was like a 3.75. I'm not too sure, but I am loving the series, so I'm very excited to go in with this because I think this is like her first ever series. I could be wrong, but I have heard a lot about Emmett Rhodes over on TikTok. He's, well, it even says on the back, is it fake dating? My arrogant fake fiance, I can't stand him. Cocky and charismatic Emmett Rhodes isn't a relationship kind of guy, but now he's running for mayor of a small town. His bachelor past is hurting his campaign. Ooh, so it's like golden retriever black cat energy. I think it's fake dating. Okay, I'm kind of excited for this now because I didn't realise that it was fake dating. And it's kind of small as well, so I'm kind of excited for this. And then the next book, which I'm very excited for, and I feel like everyone and their mother is reading this book right now, is Bear Town by Frederick Backman. I feel like this was obviously very, very popular years and years and years ago. I think this first came out in like 2014 or 2016. Yeah, 2016 this came out. So this has been around for a while, but I do feel like a lot of other books, they usually do that. I feel like they're really popular and then they sort of dwindle off a bit and then someone else picks them up in like the influencer community of like Book Talk, Bookstagram, Booktube, and like brings it back to life again. That's why I sort of like love this community because it gives that book like a second life that it deserves. So I'm very excited to go with this. It apparently follows a small town which is called Bear Town, and it follows like a bunch of people throughout the book, and it's all to do with like saving the hockey team of the town, but it goes into like a lot of like depth with each characters, and there's a lot of like conflict and loads of other stuff that they're trying to like resolve and things like that. So I feel like it's going to be a really deep one, but I am very excited to read it because I feel like I need a branch out, so just reading like a general fiction kind of book will really help me to do that. So I have recently just seen Sarah, she recently finished the like trilogy, because I think it's a trilogy. I think there's 3 books that this like trilogy follows, and I think she's just finished the last one and she said that they were all 5-star. So I've got high expectations, okay, very high expectations. Never read a Frederick Backman book before, but I am very excited. And it says on the front, now a HBO original series. Now I'm not from America, so I don't actually think I have access to HBO. I'm sure there's a way for me to watch this over here in the UK. It's probably on like Prime or like one of the other like, I don't know, Apple TV or something like that. Like I feel like it's going to be somewhere that I can watch it, so I feel like once I read it I can watch it. And next up we got These Infinite Threads by Tahara Mafi. Now I am currently in the middle of This Woven Kingdom. I'm literally about 40% of the way through, almost halfway, and this is like really slow at the minute, but I've looked at the reviews and people have said that this is really slow at the start, but it sets it up for like the rest of the series, like the other 2 books. I'm very excited to like finish it because they said like the ending is where the plot really picks up, so I'm pushing through, guys. So once this ends I feel like I'm gonna want to go in with the second book. So we have got the second book. Also, I don't think I said that this was the prompt of a book beginning with the same letter as your name, so B obviously. And then for this prompt, I think this was continuing a series. Oh no, this was a book with a pretty cover. This was the prompt of the book with a pretty cover because obviously the cover is beautiful, so this is what I chose, and it's obviously got the sprayed edges and stuff. So I feel like once I finish this I'm gonna want to go straight in with this because I'm at the minute like the plot isn't really like, I know the premise of the story of years and centuries and centuries ago. The world they're in was run by like jinn, which is like the supernatural, but then humans, which are called clay, sort of like took over, and now there's like this order in place where like the humans are the superior, which is kind of different to other fantasy books. It usually like works the other way around, but the humans are the superior and the jinns are like seen as dirt basically. Like they're nothing, they get killed for like if they're discovered and things like that. Like they're meant to, there's a thing in place to say that they're meant to live in peace, but they actually don't live in peace. But the female character in this is like a lost princess or like the lost queen of the jinn or something like that. Not 100% sure, I could be making that up, but it's along those lines. So I know the premise of the story, but we haven't really got into the plot yet, and I feel like this is where the plot is going to be, so I'm very excited-ish. Depends how that book ends and how I feel at the end of that book, like whether or not I want to go straight in with this, we'll see, but I am looking forward. And then next up we got The Play by Elle Kennedy. This is book 3 in the Bayou series. I've already read the Off Campus series, I'm up to date with the Campus series, or the Campus Diaries, and now the Bayou series I'm like in the middle of. I recently read book 2, really loved it. It was like almost a 5-star, absolutely loved it. And I'm very excited to go with this because this one follows Hunter, which I'm very excited to read Hunter, because at the minute he's in his like Playboy era in the last book that I just read. So I'm very excited because I feel like he's gonna give Dean vibes, and Dean's one of my favourites out of like the off-campus boys, so very excited to read this. But this was for the prompt of a book that's on Kindle Unlimited. With the Kindle Unlimited prompt I usually like to just have the, like, even though it's a book, like choose a book that's on Kindle Unlimited, I like to choose a book that's on my physical TBR but also on Kindle Unlimited, which this is. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so very excited. I feel like I'm very excited for all of these books, and that's why I'm glad that you chose for me to stick with these books, because I'm looking forward to a lot of these books other than the last one. The last one's very scary because it's very big, but I need you guys to just convince me to read that last book. But speaking about this, as I've already said, it follows Hunter, and I'm not sure if I've met her. Demi Davis, I don't think I've met her, and I think they're like, I think it's like a friend still of us. They've got like a new friendship. Yeah, 3 months into their new friendship, Demi's single and looking for a rebound, and she's making a play for me. Okay, so I feel like it's gonna be like a friend still of us kind of vibe. Okay, very excited. I just love Elle Kennedy's like off-campus universe, like the off-campus, Campus Diaries, Bayou. I just love every single one of them. Like I don't think a single one of these, like the off-campus books, have been under a 4-star. Like not a single one of them. And there's 10 books in this universe. I've only got 2 out of the 10 left to read, so that's like good going. Not to have a single one under 4 stars. Like bravo Elle Kennedy for writing such an amazing universe. But I am really sad because I think the next Campus Diaries books, the book that comes out this year, which I think is going to be The Charlie Method, I think that might be the last one in the series. So I feel like I'm going to want to savour these next 2 books, because then there'll be no more campus, like off-campus universe worlds, and I would have completed them. And then we've got Caught Up by Liz Tomford. Now I cannot remember for the life of me what prompt I chose for this, but I'll put on the screen whatever the prompt was. But I've been putting this off for so long, okay? I tried to give it a go back in February last year, but I like softy enough there because I was in such a book slump, and anything that I picked up I just didn't want to read. And I think I got like 20% into this and I was just like, I don't want to read it, and I'm not like, I'm forcing myself to read just because I'm in a slump. So I put it down just because I knew that I was really going to enjoy it, because I did really love The Right Move. I think that was like a 4.75 or like a 4.5, The Right Move. So I'm very excited to read this because I know that I'm going to love this, because it's single dad nanny vibes. Like Kai is a, what's it called, baseball player, like a professional baseball player, and Miller is going to be the nanny to his child. He's a single dad, and Miller's dad is Kai's manager, that kind of vibe. So the manager gets Miller a job of being the nanny because she needs a job, and yeah, that's the kind of vibe that it goes across. So I'm very excited to read it because I know that I'm gonna love it, and I really want to read Play Along, because I think the 5th book has just been announced, which is going to be Rewind Back, I think it's called. So I really need to catch up on the series because I still haven't read Play Along, and I think this year the 5th book's coming out, so I need to catch up, guys, I really do. And then we got Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. Now the prompt for this was any hardback book, and I have loads of hardbacks that I could have chosen from, but I chose this because I seen Sarah recently read this in her, like, this video ends when she finds a 5-star book video. I was gonna say book series, but book video. Her opinion on the book was like really strange. She said that she like enjoyed it but also found it like lacking in so many other things. So I was just like, I was really excited to go into this, but I'm now also like a bit skeptical because I seen her video and she was like, it was enjoyable, but it was enjoyable because it was like a bit stupid and a bit like, what the hell is going on? Like she was just more so like laughing at the book in like, but not in like a nasty way. She was just more so like what the hell is going on right now? But she said said like she still enjoyed it. Like I can't remember what she rated it, but I was like, that intrigued me then to read it. But then I'm also like quite skeptical on what's gonna happen, because I think she's like an owner or something, or like I don't know, she's like a princess to the dragons or something like that, and the dragons get taken away from her and she makes an alliance with someone to like get the dragons back. I think I just made that up. In my head that's what it is. It's kind of given, if you've seen not Throne of Glass, what's it called, Game of Thrones, and you go Daenerys from Throne of Glass, not Throne of Glass, what's wrong with me, from Game of Thrones. I feel like it's gonna give Daenerys vibes, kind of like similar. That's what I think of when I think of like Mother of Dragons. Like, do you know what I mean? Daenerys, she's just the queen of dragons in my eyes. I love Game of Thrones. If you haven't read Game of Thrones, not read, I haven't read it, but if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, then I think you should. Next up, which is very excited about, which I'm excited, but also am I gonna be traumatized? Yes. I'm gonna continue with the Zodiac Academy. I took a real little hiatus from the Zodiac Academy because book number 6 really just dug it in there, and I feel like book number 7 is really just gonna twist it, you know what I mean? Don't think I'm ready for this. The way the book 6 ended. Book 6 wasn't, I feel like book 6 was a bridge book. If you watch my reading vlog, I can't remember what reading vlog it was. In one of my reading vlogs, I read it and I was saying that you can really tell that book number 6 is that bridge book, is that middle book. It's like setting up for the next, like the last few books that's happening. Like I feel like at the start of Zodiac Academy is jam-packed with action and we're like building up. Then I feel like book 6 is really just that bridge to connect us over into like books 7, 8 and 9 that like finishes off the series for us. So I think I rated like a 3.75, but the ending really did save it for me, because it would tell me why did Darius do that at the end of book 6. So I took a little hiatus off Zodiac Academy because it was really taken over my life and it was affecting my mental health. But we're back to reading Zodiac Academy. This book is huge. I feel like it's bigger than what it is though. It's 706 pages. That's actually quite big. But I don't know what happens in book number 7. I feel like I might need to read, oh no, I feel like once I get back into the series I'll be fine, but I think it's because I haven't read. I think I finished book number 6 at the start of November and it's obviously the end of January going into February, so it's been a while since I've picked up a Zodiac Academy book. I think as soon as I read that first page, because they all sort of like leave off where the other one finished, they all start where the other one finished, so I feel like once I read the first few chapters I'll be like back into the swing of things. I'm kind of scared though. The winds of fate are shifting, literally what it says at the back. Like I feel like I don't know anything that happens in this series. Like I don't know any spoilers, like anything like that. The only thing that I was spoiled about was, obviously I'm not going to tell you, but what order Darcy and Tori are. That's the only thing I was spoiled about. Everything else has been a surprise to me, so I'm scared. Like I don't even know how it ends. Nothing. I don't know anything about spoilers or anything like that, so I'm going in completely blind. And if you know anything about the series, if you haven't read the series and you need to, if you know about the series, it really just grip you in. It's like reality TV. It's like crack. You won't be able to get enough of it, okay? But last but not least, also the prompt that I chose for this was a book that's over 500 pages, which is obviously over 500 pages. But then lastly, our prompt was the biggest book on your TBR, and I don't know whether you can guess by the little gap in my shelf behind me, but yeah. Yeah. The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Am I scared? Yeah. Do I need convincing to read this? Yes, please. Please convince me in the comments. Please, please, please. I actually don't know what this is about. A world divided, a queendom without an heir, an ancient enemy awakens. Okay, is this just like, I obviously know this is a fantasy, but is there like a romance element, or is it just pure fantasy book? Because I feel like I need to know before I go into this, because if I'm expecting romance and I don't get romance, I'll be disappointed. But if I'm going in expecting just a fantasy book, then like I'll know to like what my expectations are and I can like rate it fairly. So I don't know, is it just, at this it says it follows some queen, it follows another woman which is a lady in waiting and she uses forbidden magic, and then it follows Tanae who is a trained dragon rider, and then that's it. I think that's it. It follows those 3. That's what's mentioned in the blurb anyway, those 3. So you've got a queen, a lady in waiting and a dragon rider. Sounds like the start of a really bad joke, but I'm very scared. This is like, to be honest, it looks huge because it's a hardback. Like look at those, look at the difference. This is only 100 pages more than this. Like, do Do you know what I mean? This looks like it's over 1,000 pages. Like they look insane, but this is like just over 700 pages, I've just seen, and this is like just over 800 pages. 804 pages. All of this, but here, like all of this is a glossary. That's it. All in all, with the glossary, the book is 827 pages, but without the glossary, it's 804. We have a glossary that's like 23 pages long, which kind of scares me a bit. Actually, I don't know. Am I gonna read this month? I don't know, I'm gonna have to find a way to like incorporate it into a video, otherwise I don't think I'm gonna read it. Like I feel like I'm just gonna have to put it into a video somehow. I'm gonna have to look at the videos that I've got planned and see if I can like slip it into a video, because I feel like I'm gonna have to take a whole week to read this. Like I'm gonna have to take a week off work, literally, because I'm gonna have to be like locked in. But I'm gonna see if there's an audiobook that I can listen to while I read it, because obviously you know me, I like immersive reading over here. I say this in most of my videos, but if you're new here, then hi. I've got dyslexia and I've got ADHD, so sometimes I find it really hard to read. Like sometimes I can read perfectly fine, but other days, like if I'm really stressed or really struggling with like certain things, then I find it easier to like listen to audiobooks and read along, so it's like someone's reading the book to you. But then like I can't listen to audiobooks on their own because I feel like it doesn't sink in properly. I actually need to see the words. It's a whole thing. It's really hard. So I feel like I'm gonna listen to the audiobook and read along at the same time if there is an audiobook to this. But yeah, convince me in the comments, please. And also let me know what it's about, because I haven't got a clue. Literally not a clue, other than it sounds like the start of a really bad joke. But yeah, thanks. But that was all of my books. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books that I've chatted to you all in the comments. Convince me to read some of these, please, and thank you. And let me know if the Harem feel like This Woven Kingdom gets better, please, because I feel like there's no plot at the minute. But let me know in the comments about all these books, all your opinions, all your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.